Can you take us to the day that you went to the Close Encounters of a Third Kind? And like what happened? Where was the theater? What was that like for you, seeing it?
I feel like seeing Close Encounters, I think it was a drive-through. I think it was. And
In Oregon?
yeah, up in Oregon, I was out with my dad and my brother, and I could not believe what I was seeing. There was just this sense of magic. The way Spielberg, especially the golden age of Spielberg, captures an image. Like, I'll never forget the scene when the boy was missing. Yeah, he had crawled out, he's missing. And the mom is looking for him, and she's walking through the woods with the flashlight beam sweeping around this foggy woods. It was so like, and that in the scene of the UFOs when they're running down the road and the police are chasing him, and then Richard Dreyfuss is in his truck and they're all together chasing him down the road. Like, that image really burned into my mind, especially when they went off the hill and then the other cars followed. I don't know if you remember, but they follow and they fly off the cliff. But but even as a young age, what really struck me was Spielberg as a way of milking a moment. He doesn't just, here's my theory is, reaction is more important than action, right? So let's say you have a movie about UFOs. Well, I think the temptation is just to show the UFO, but what Spielberg is the master at is showing the reaction to the UFO. So remember the scene where Dreyfuss is sitting in his truck and he's lost and he's got his map and he's like trying to figure out, and you see behind him the lights go up. Oh, that is such a great image. The lights go, they don't go around, they go up, and he builds you to it because a few people pass him prior, then that one goes up. Well, the first thing you see is he hears a sound. He looks around and he shines the light out the window, and you see the mailboxes going crazy, and then the railroad sign goes back and forth. Oh, that made such a huge impression on me. And then his car shuts off, then the light goes on. You don't even see the UFO for a long, long time. It's all his reaction to what's going on. And then the light comes on and that whole ordeal, then we see it and he gets sunburnt. After it leaves, there's this really cool beat of Richard Dreyfuss just like trembling. I was hooked. Boom. I get emotional right now just thinking about it, like how powerful that image was. Like, and again, this is the day, back in the day, there wasn't VHS at that time. There was no way to watch it on YouTube. There wasn't a YouTube. And I didn't know if I could see it again because movies were considered tools of the devil in my household. So going to the theater was not a good thing for me. So I had to go home and really just absorb the film. That really affected me a lot as well, you know, being forced to use my mind to like, you know, marinate on every single shot and frame and image. And I wanted to do it so I could retell it to my friends and I remember as a kid, like trying to explain to them and make them feel the way I felt when I watched it. Like, oh yeah, so one of the UFOs was like a diamond, but the last one was a dot, a little light, swirling. You know, it's just funny. I remember my friends kind of rolling their eyes at my description, but especially when I would sing the score.
Well, if this memory serves me, wasn't with Steven Spielberg that he had a fascination, especially with E.T., and maybe the story, I'm just imagining it, but that he went to camp and he was sick, and these kids supposedly saw an extraterrestrial.
Oh, really?
And forgive me, this could be, well, someone will correct me in the comments, I'm sure, but, and then, so that was forbidden to him because he missed it, if the story is correct. Oh. So he wasn't able to see this alleged extraterrestrial because he was sick, so that's got him thinking about space and everything. And
I had not heard that story.
Could have imagined this, but I thought this was a news story back in the day. So when I heard that, to me, I was intrigued by that. And this like little being that was like so human-like, but wasn't really from here and wasn't part of us, but seemed like it was part of us, only better. It was a better being than most humans.
Isn't it interesting that him not seeing the thing he most wanted is what drove him to create so many wonderful things? Right. I think that's true I know like it's true for a lot of us. Like for me, like movies were denied me.
Sure.
Which made me want it more. Right. Made me fight for it. Like it created in me a tenacity that in a way, I'm kind of glad that it did happen that way, because it created this drive that, I don't know, you can't train that. You don't get drive from film school.
That is true.
It comes from within you, or you don't, or you have to find, come up with it on your own. I'm sure it's the same for Spielberg. He had to make that. He had to see his Alien for himself. How else is he going to do it but write one and direct one? I don't know. There's something to be said for that. The harder the struggle, the more sweet the reward when you get it. I think and hard work and things being difficult is a good thing. Like, this is why we do things like climb mountains and run races, because if it's really hard and you get to the top, it's so great. Like, the work is fun and pushes you. I think that's a good thing. Like, we fantasize about it all being easy, but is that really what you want? Because, think about the best films ever made. So many, like Jaws. Look at Jaws. We keep talking about Spielberg, but how hard that was to make. So many of the struggles that they had on making of Jaws, like the shark didn't work, is the things that make the movie great. The fact that you never see a shark because it didn't work. But it was through the struggle that was born. Struggle is a good thing. Good thing.